Timer's going. Here we go. Greetings and salutations, my fellow carbon-based life forms of the Super Information Highway. Raymond Robotnik here for another episode of my video diary. Remember, this was my mother's idea, not mine. But I have found that it is sort of a very relaxing thing for me to do to help project more of the Robotnik family. As I have said before, Ivo does not resemble the rest of the Robotnik family. He definitely does not resemble me. Now, I was racking my brain as to what to talk about this week, and then I remembered last week I was talking about Angel Island, about Knuckles the Echidna's home, and how it's the home of the Master Emerald. And I was thinking, the Master Emerald was created in order to contain, in order to keep in check the Chaos Emeralds. And I thought, that's it. The Chaos Emeralds. The 7 powerful jewels of creation. And you're probably thinking, Raymond, what is so great about 7 big jewels? Well, how about 7 jewels the size of your fist who have limitless power? Remember how I said in my previous videos that the Master Emerald is basically the power of infinity times 10? Well, I'd say that the Chaos Emeralds are possibly infinity times 2. And also another thing, I'm pretty sure all of you have probably seen it on how Sonic is able to collect all 7 of those Chaos Emeralds, and when he does, he is able to go supersonic. And I have noticed a lot of you have said that Sonic going supersonic is pretty much very similar to that of Goku of Dragon Ball finding all 7 of the Dragon Balls and going Super Saiyan. Well, it's not the same concept. Going Super Saiyan is, from what I remember, is only possible if the Saiyan in question has a pure heart. But I can understand the similarity on how when Sonic goes Super Sonic, his strength is doubled, his speed is doubled, and plus, not to mention, he's also giving the power of flight. I've mostly seen him go supersonic in videos provided by people on the internet, and also some GUN servers I've basically hacked into. And I gotta say, to see it on video probably wouldn't be as spontaneous as it is to see it in real life. If I remember correctly, Ivo got his hand on the Master Emerald once, but he didn't exactly go super. I would say he more went chaos. But I've also, that same server in GUN that I've hacked into, by the way, remember how I said I applied to GUN? I have not heard back from that yet. But the servers I have hacked into at GUN, I've actually got a spreadsheet right here saying that they are tied to the Master Emerald, as I have said, but they also have almost virtually limitless, unlimited power. And they're also able to warp space and time. But I've also gotten some very interesting information, some history about them. How the Chaos Emeralds have observed numerous joys and sorrows since ancient times, being the center of countless world-threatening conflicts and targeted by multiple factions on Earth and beyond, who seek them for their virtually limitless power. In the hands of villains, they have been used for doomsday weapons and schemes for world domination, and in the hands of heroes, they have been used to save the world. Over time, the emeralds have been gathered multiple times, though they tend to scatter themselves after each usage and reset the hunt for them. I tend to find it amazing how Ivo and Sonic have based their conflict over those 7 stones. And some of you are probably thinking, like, Raymond, what's so great about 7 green things? I find it amazing how they're called emeralds and only one of them is green. As a matter of fact, they also cover the vast majority of the rainbow. but only one of them is green. There's a red, green, purple, yellow, a teal, and a white emerald as well. And a lot of you are being very skeptical about that, saying like, "Oh, those aren't emeralds. It's their title. I don't make the rules. I didn't make them."
Raymond!
Yeah, Mom?
Raymond, did you start the video diary?
This is actually week 8, Mother. I'm actually doing it right now.
Excellent.
Some of you are probably wondering, yes, this is my mother, world-renowned opera pianist Emma Robotnik. And as I've said, this was her idea.
You're welcome.
Get out of here. Bit of family background there. I wish my dad was here so you guys could meet him too, but at least you've gotten to meet my mother. But I've also... So back to the Chaos Emeralds. I was talking about... Oh yes, that they're basically the sole focus of Ivo, and I've actually gotten a few chances to talk to him. Like, why do you constantly obsess yourself with looking for these 7 gemstones? Why can't you just let them be? And he says, well, Raymond, what if I told you if I had unlimited power to my constructs? And I thought, you mean unlimited power to possibly destroy the world, to put more jeopardy into the Robotnik family name. Of course, he just stomped off out there and said, your inferior mind could not comprehend my vision. To think that man is, in fact, my cousin. Think that this is... Ivo wants nothing but unlimited power. The Chaos Emeralds can very well give him that. I don't know how he keeps coming up with these alternate power sources before he's able to get the Chaos Emeralds. But what frustrates me the most is that he's constantly on the hunt for these things, and it's up to Sonic and all of his friends, Tails, Knuckles, Amy Rose, and probably some of his rivals, Shadow and Jet the Hawk, to go look for these things, for these powerful gemstones who I've said have almost nigh unlimited power. I've gotten one chance to study these things. One of them, I felt the incredible power coming from that thing in my hands. I would like to do research on them, not use them as a power source. But one of the things I find amazing is that some of them, well, every single one of them, seems to have a sort of power to themselves. Nobody knows where they come from, but some of the research I got from GUN says that they were brought to Earth by an ancient civilization that crash landed onto Earth and made a new home for themselves here, far off on some islands that, who I don't even know what they are now. I've gotten to see some of the murals that they've had, and it seems as though that they use the emeralds for both power sources and sources of weaponry, but they also use them to help better their lives. And I got to look at these things. Do you remember that time when Ivo attacked using an odd creature that seemed to be made out of water? I looked at some of the pictures and videos of that creature, I believe whose name was Chaos, and I got to look at the murals on these islands, and I thought, is there a connection between these two? That's basically what I thought. Boggles the mind, doesn't it? Well, everyone, until next time, this is Raymond Robotnik, signing off.